law firm owners have a hard time protecting themselves because the clients are going to leave with the lawyer no matter what, usually 9 times out of 10, because that's who's working their case. And in this particular scenario, I wasn't going to let my clients suffer and take those cases on anyways because I didn't know those practice areas. My whole thing is I always wanted to build a firm that was a multi-specialty law firm. Like if it's law, it's ATLAW. You come to us for any legal issues and we're going to be able to serve you. But my passion is personal injury, so that's where I was. But I always had like the vision and the dream of building this firm that wasn't just a PI firm. Here's exactly what you need to do when you want to use AI within your practice. And here's how I'm using it. Like we are working every single week implementing AI within my practice. I'm literally going to sit with him or we're going to go through everything that I'm doing. I'm curating a room for builders. So like attorneys who really want to build a practice area within the law firm that they're in and understand it from the outside looking in.
Hey everybody, today we're talking about a very special event that is happening in Detroit, Michigan, April 17th to April 18th, and we're joined by Dewnya Bazzi, who's going to tell us a little bit about it. How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good, good. Nice to, finally meet you after, years on Instagram and that sort of thing. But I'm really intrigued by the event because I love how you talk about relationship systems and relentless trust building, and it's not just any old event. I mean, this is something that you've actually been through yourself. Like you have lost a firm, you've rebuilt, so you're like the proof that these things work. So tell us, like, first about all, you built an 8-figure personal injury practice and then you lost it overnight. Most attorneys like never talk about what actually happened when something like this hits. So what did that moment teach you, how law firms are like really built?
It's crazy because it's not really like the loss or, the loss that like hit hard. It's like you're building something for a decade pretty much. You're pouring your heart, your soul into it. From the outside looking in, it looks amazing. Everyone's like, oh, you're making money. You have 100 people on your team. Like it
Yeah,
looks like you're living the dream, right? And then basically bad partnerships and a massive law change happening at the same time
yeah,
completely like wiped us out. And it felt like overnight, although it was like a little bit of a cycle, but it really
sure.
did feel like overnight I lost it all. But looking at that experience now, I'm 5 years now removed from that. Like in rebuilding, all of the skills that I learned through that journey allowed me the opportunity to build bigger, faster than ever. So I'm like, oh my God, it wasn't that I lost everything. I lost everything because of a couple critical decisions, right? I trusted the wrong people. And most people have this story, but it's like, am I going to look back in 20 years and be like, this is what shaped me? And I was miserable human being the rest of my life and didn't do anything with my law degree because I had a bad partnership split? Or am I going to do something more impactful than ever after this and be able to learn from that
Yeah.
lesson? So super fun.
Reading this, I had a question. How do you tell, like, if you have a bad partnership? Like, if there's something that's just gonna like erupt, like, what would you say?
I think, looking back, like the signs were all there,
Okay.
but but I like love these guys, right? They were law school friends. We got
Okay.
together and we formed a partnership and we did the thing, right? But there are certain things you look at within your business now that I actually know how to run a business and I'm not just trying to practice law with my friends, right?
Right, right, right.
there, there's two different things to this. Like, are they producing? Are we holding people accountable? Are we building systems to be able to track these things and be able to know like, hey, there's something going wrong here, right? I'm producing 10x what they're producing and I'm just letting it go and nobody's being held accountable for any of
Really?
it. And naively I love people and when I love
Yeah.
you I want to go all in with you,
Right, right.
but
Makes
that's not
sense.
not enough. It's not
So were
enough.
they just not being like rainmakers? Like, what was they weren't kind of
Oh
holding
no.
up their part of the bargain, that sort of thing?
No, honestly, what happened was we had a massive law change announcement here in Michigan. I do personal injury. They handle the other practice areas in the
Okay.
firm. And my whole thing is I always wanted to build a firm that was a multi-specialty law firm. Like if it's law, it's ATLAW. You come to us for any legal issues and we're going to be able to serve you. But
Yep.
my passion is personal injury, so that's where I was. So PI was always like 10x everything else. But I always had like the vision and the dream of building this firm that wasn't just a PI firm.
Yeah.
And I was building it with people that I loved. So it's cool. I never really cared about the numbers, which you should, but I never really did at that time. But when the law change was announced, we knew that auto was going to take a massive hit,
Okay.
at least for a couple of years. So I was like, okay, no worries. We'll rebuild auto in the way we need to now with the new law. It's fine. But we're going to pour all the money back into the other practice areas. We're going to build those practice areas up. We're going to sustain our families. We're going to sustain all of this. And then once this, once this like wave is done, we're gonna go ahead and then we're gonna rebuild auto and it's gonna be brilliant and we're actually gonna 10x everything we did. And
Wow.
the plan literally worked perfectly. Poured
Really.
all the money, the energy, the effort back into all the other practice areas. I did what I needed to do with auto. I sustained it until we were able to rebuild. But the second the numbers started hitting down in auto, because you know how your pipeline works in personal
Yep.
injury, you get paid for a cycle, their practice areas built up and then they were like, okay, well, we're out.
Really.
And lawyers have a hard, like law firm owners have a hard time protecting themselves because the clients are going to leave with the lawyer no matter what, usually 9 times out of 10, because that's who's working their case. And in this particular scenario, I wasn't going to let my clients suffer and take those cases on anyways because I didn't know those practice areas. So
Wow.
it was it was really, really challenging. I was not expecting it.
Wow.
But what I took from that was like, man, if I did protect myself, that business plan was so solid. But
Yeah.
for me, trusting the wrong people.
And they were doing what? They were doing the auto, or you were saying they did they were doing auto, right?
I did PI. I did the
You did the
auto.
PI. Okay.
They
Oh,
did
that was
like
PI is the auto.
criminal,
Okay.
yeah,
Gotcha.
criminal,
Gotcha.
family, civil litigation, business
And
litigation.
that sort of that cycled up, and then it was like we're out, sort of thing.
Yeah, I was like, we're not gonna hold, while you rebuild auto now.
Right. So they didn't do for you what you sort of did for them on at one point, sort of thing.
I guess I had to learn that lesson
Yeah.
through them, which I'm grateful for,
Yeah.
honestly, because I wouldn't have learned the lesson any other way. I had to get hit that hard, or else I would
Wow.
have never
And
learned
you
that.
had to get, and now you're gonna share all these lessons and systems and everything with people at your summit. So you're hosting the Visionary Builders Summit in Detroit, April 17th, April 18th. So there's a lot of conferences out there. What do we say to like distinguish this one? Like what makes this room genuinely different from everything else that everybody's been to?
Yeah, so I mean, I've been to those law firm conferences as well. I probably met a lot of your audience at one of these conferences before, and all the speakers and everything are great, but they're usually cycled. So like it's usually the same speakers that you're hearing over and over. Or in a law firm conference, maybe you'll hear one attorney that is talking about growing their law firm or building their business. And then after that, it's like a funnel to a mastermind that they're going to charge you 30 or 50 grand for. And, that's
Yeah.
what you get,
Wow.
right? With this, it's completely different. I'm curating a room for builders. So, like people who really, attorneys who really want to build a law firm or build a practice area within the law firm that they're in and understand it from the outside looking in. So, like, I am in different rooms, not just with lawyers. So with people
Yep.
who build businesses, like we have Justin Colby, who's one of our speakers. He has the entrepreneurial DNA like podcast, and he's a phenomenal entrepreneur. I have like Riley, who's coming, who was in Big Law, left Big Law because he felt capped by the system, went and built and exited for well over 8 figures, a trampoline
Wow.
park. But it's like, how do you take these concepts and infuse them within our law practice? So everything from, bringing a case into your door to systemizing to building the team, like all the way through, you're going to learn it through this. And there's going to be no pitch for a coaching program or a mastermind or anything like that. There's going to be an invitation to join like a network of mine, which is basically I need a network of attorneys nationally in order for me to grow the law firm. I
Sure.
love what I'm building. I
Yeah.
just I need attorneys to like refer to and push business to and do all of those things. So that's why I curated this room to basically like give these attorneys all of the secrets that I have, that I've learned. I don't want anybody to experience the pain and suffering that I did
Yeah.
because the true impact comes from us serving the clients and the way that, I believe that they should be served.
Yeah, I think that says a lot, like to want to give somebody something that you kind of never had. You know what I mean? Like when you were, when you were going through it. So, like, what specific attorneys should come to this? Are you looking for like seasoned attorneys, young, maybe attorneys just out of law school who want to launch? Like, what would you say?
I think it'll benefit both, and here's why. If you've been practicing for like 5 or 10 years and everything looks like it's running really well, but inside you feel like something's cracking. Like if I leave my business for 2 weeks, it's not gonna run. If I leave my law firm for 2 weeks, there's no way I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna come back, it's gonna be fires. And if you feel like that, like this is for you, because that's where I was at, and
Okay.
all the things you're learning are going to get you away from that so you can actually have freedom within your law firm. You could leave for 2 weeks and hang out with your kids if you wanted to. Or if you're just starting a law firm and don't know where to start, this is a really good place for you. Or if you're an attorney who's just feeling like really burnt out and like you're not living in your like greatest and best use.
Okay. So, and is this for any type of law? It doesn't have to be PI?
Yeah, because I built a PI practice, but I also built a multi-specialty law firm to 7 figures as well. So I built a PI practice to 8 figures and the other practices to 7 figures as well. And the speakers are coming from, like Gary Harper is one of our speakers. He's consulted with thousands of law firms in every space.
Wow.
Uh, Jonathan Hawkins, the law firm life cycle. I don't know if you read that book, but he talks about the law firm life cycle, and he's coached, and he's like the attorney for attorneys, actually. So he's seen like partnerships and things that worked out, things that haven't. So you'll get a lot of perspective from a lot of different views. Um,
Okay. And it's practical too. Like you're telling people like how to like the steps to take and like what to do, that sort of thing.
Oh, it's gonna be like super hands-on. Like I'm laying out, here's the framework, let's build it right now. You're gonna leave on the 18th with an actual like blueprint of what to do within your business, not just theory. So like when you talked about other law firm conferences, I always go and I'm like, oh, okay, I'll take all this stuff in, and then I come Monday morning and there's nothing changes.
Right,
Like,
right,
like
right.
there's a book on the side
You take the
that
book and it's
that
like,
I
oh,
wrote notes in that I never look at ever
yeah.
again. This is not that. Like there will be a complete transformation of the attorney because we're literally doing the work as we go.
So are you accessible too? Like after this thing, like can people reach out to you and say, "Hey, I was at your conference. Like I have a question about this."
Oh, of course. Yeah, we'll have a group form too that
Yeah.
people can like chat with us and chat with me, and
Yeah,
yeah.
no, that's awesome. That's important. And how many people are you expecting to try to get in the room?
Yeah, we're limiting the room to 150 people. And
Okay.
the reason I'm doing that is because I really love like building relationships.
Hmm.
And it's
Totally.
really hard to do that with a room of 1,000 people. And I want
Yeah.
everyone
No.
who shows up to pour into one another and get time, not just with the speakers, but with each other as well.
Yeah. No, that makes a lot of sense. Are you going to talk about certain systems that help you, like systems like in terms of well, systems in terms of like AI or like systems that are like how you're using AI or like legal tech rather. Are you going to talk about that at
But
all? Okay.
of course, I'm like a legal tech junkie. So
Okay.
I actually had like 100 virtual assistants 6 years ago before
Wow.
anybody was talking about virtual assistants.
Okay.
And the thing about AI is like, especially in our space, everyone's throwing all these tools out. Use this, use this, use this, use this, but nobody's doing it right. And
Right.
it's gonna cause a lot of problems, not just for the lawyers, but also for the clients, because there's a bunch of stuff you have to do before you institute the tool. We're
Sure.
gonna lay it out. Like, here's exactly what you need to do when you want to use AI within your practice. And here's how I'm using it. And Eddie Rosefield is one of the speakers as well. He is actually my call him my business strategist coach on AI that we are working together every single week implementing AI within my practice. I'm literally going to sit with him or we're going to go through everything that I'm doing. This is
Wow.
step by step, exactly
Step
what
by
we're
step.
doing.
Yeah, this definitely sounds interesting. So the attorneys listening to this are probably smart, analytical people, and they're going to do the math.
Yeah.
Um, a couple days away from the firm, $495, worth it for a law firm owner who's already busy and already successful. Is it worth it?
I would say you're talking 1 to 2 billable hours, right? You're making $300 to $700
Yeah.
an hour, right, in your billable hours. My question is, how many hours a week are you spending this making decisions that you shouldn't be making, doing things that you shouldn't be doing, simply because you don't have the systems in place. You don't know
Right.
what the next step is to delegate this. You don't know what it is, what the next level looks like. How much time are you going to lose if you don't come? If you come and you're doing phenomenal and you move to that next level, but you're able to like understand what that next level looks like and overcome the challenge of that, how much hours are you saving?
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
like, can you actually afford not to come is the question.
Yeah. No, that's the question. Can you afford not to come? So paint the picture of the attorney who walks out in Detroit on April 18th and says the room changed everything for them.
Yeah. I think, it's not just about the energy of being in a room with people who are truly wanting to pour into each other. Like that collaborative environment doesn't happen very often, especially in our space. Most people are holding on to their secrets. Um,
Mm,
they won't give you their playbooks. And I guess it's for good reason. They think like you're in their local market. There's no way, or even if you're not in their local market, like I'm going to compete with you one day. You leave the room with people who want to pour into each other. The collaboration is there. You understand what you're looking for, what your actual next step is when you go into work on Monday morning.
right,
It's going to change everything.
right.
I
No,
wish, I literally wish I had this. If I had this, I probably would have gained 5 years of like growth in my
yeah.
law firm, honestly.
No,
And
yeah, no, I hear that, and I believe you 100% because I started this community called Lawyer Stories Connect, and it's super inexpensive, and I just wanted it accessible to people who can get some stuff that like I never had when I graduated law school. So, and I haven't pushed it out too much. Like we have a pretty good group, but I'm still working on doing it. That's sort of one of the things I'm doing, and I'm only saying that because I 100% believe that like when you looking back, you're like, wow, I could really be of value for somebody who maybe like doesn't have this or needs the help. So I think that that's super admirable, and I think it's a really cool thing that you're putting this together because when it comes down to it, like, would you even need to do something like this for anybody? I mean, you're successful, you have your own firm, but here you are, like reasonable price, like giving the tools to other people who want to come and sit in, right? So, um,
I love what you're doing, Benny, too. Like what
okay.
you're doing, well, like seriously, what you're doing with Lawyer Stories is amazing. I first came across like I think it was the Instagram was the first time I saw what you were doing. And I'm like, oh man, you're just like highlighting attorneys that
Yeah.
I would have never known. No, that was like the first like thing. And then I see how you've grown the community since then. And it's so needed and you're doing such an
Thank
amazing
you.
job. And
No,
I
I appreciate it. Thank you.
love it.
Thank you. Do you remember when you started following Lawyer
And it's
Stories?
been a while.
Yeah.
It's
Um,
been a couple year. I right? Like, has it been a couple? I'm so bad with time, but it's
no, I
been.
don't know. It's probably, but I actually want to talk to you about that too because I want to share your story like on the feed too. So I'll talk to you about that when we're done here. But thank you very much. I put in a lot of work to this. So anyway, last question. So, um, what should every attorney right now listening do in the next 10 minutes?
I mean, they should register, right? I think I don't know, Benny. Where will we have the link in the where?
We'll definitely put it in the. I could probably put it in the bio, but in Instagram, and I'll put it in the post, and you can always DM me for the link. I'll get a link and I'll keep it on my phone notes, and I'll just I'll send it around to people who ask, and I'll check in with some people in the Detroit area that I know, but also other people who I'll send it out once we get the posts.
Love it. Yeah, we have attorneys coming in from all over. And so are the speakers too. Like Chaz Roberts is an attorney from Louisiana, and I freaking love this guy so much because he's so authentically himself.
Yep.
Um, but what he actually brings to the table is he changed my whole framing. While I was going through the rebuild process, I had a conversation with him, and it was a short conversation, maybe like 5 minutes, but changed everything for me. I was a
Really?
super high volume law firm. I was running like 10,000 cases at one time. It was insane. It was
Okay.
actually insane. Um, and he was running like 100 cases, and his bottom line margins were similar. And we talk through that, and he's going to break it down. He's going to break down how to build a profitable firm that doesn't take up a crazy amount of time, because he loves doing like triathlons, going to like his kids' baseball tournaments. He's always
Yep.
out with his kids. And I remember thinking about that and said, while I am stripping these walls to their bare studs, I need to keep this guy's philosophy in mind. And so yeah, so we're welcoming attorneys from all over. Like I said, I want to build a national network
Yeah.
that we can refer to. So
Are you
um,
when you talk about 1,000 like you said, how many thousands of
it was
cases you
crazy. It was like I at one time I was running like 10,000
are
cases.
those only those have to be across the nation, right? Like, are you
No,
referring those? What's that?
no.
They're all Michigan.
They at that time they were all in Michigan,
Oh my
and
gosh.
yeah, it was crazy. It was fun. It was a lot of fun. We learned a lot. We learned a lot about automation. So when we're talking about automation and AI and instituting it within your business, you cannot run a law firm of that size without this. Like it is virtually impossible to run a law firm of that size without making a crazy amount of mistakes or human error without automation. So we'll talk through all of that as well.
Ah, that's crazy. Okay. Is there anything else that we missed right now that you want to say?
No, I just anybody can like reach out to me on Instagram. They can DM me. I'm happy to jump on a call and talk to them about it if they have any other questions. But we'd love to see them. And Benny would love to invite you and Lawyer Stories there as well if you're able to.
It's so nice. I'll have to look at the calendar. It's hard for me. It's always difficult for me to get away, but that'd be sweet. I appreciate that a lot. Thank
Of
you.
course, of
I
course.
mean, I know you probably need a keynote speaker, but no,
No, right?
I'm
We
just
can have like
joking.
a little podcast section on the side.
Actually, I've wanted to do that. It's funny.
Super
Like
cool.
I've wanted to do that because, like, at events, like have an entertainment team where I just have like a pod and I just interview guests and like make content for the people that for the actual people putting on the event. I know I think about these things like all the
I
time.
actually like I have a whole media team. I could have a whole
Yeah,
setup. We'll talk about it
yeah, we
offline.
could talk. That's interesting because yeah. All right, stay right there. Everybody else, thanks for tuning in. You're going to register for this event. Let me know if you have any questions. And Danya, wherever you are in the world today, enjoy yourselves. Cheers.